Hello everyone and welcome back to your training in Windows Server Administration. In this video, we will learn to set up a virtual environment in which we will install multiple operating systems and set up our network. First, we need to download these resources, after which we will proceed with the installations. Now I've provided the links to the resources on the screen. We will begin by downloading and installing the VirtualBox into which we will install the operating systems to set up our network. Now you can directly click on the link. Alternatively, if you want to use your browser to search, click on a browser of your choice, and searching for the links is practically very easy. We are going to begin by downloading the VirtualBox. So I'm going to search for the VirtualBox download, and it presents us with the Oracle's website. The very first link, we're going to click on that, and we are going to download the VirtualBox based on the system that you are using respectively. I am on a Windows system, so I'm going to click on the Windows host. I'm not going to click on the link since I have already downloaded. And while we are at it, ensure to also download the VirtualBox extension pack using this particular link. We are going to need both these links when we are doing the installation. And while we are into downloading the resources, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and download the other resources that we require, namely the Windows Server and a host computer or a client, most likely Windows 11. So I'm going to type in Windows Server 22 ISO download. It's going to take me to the Microsoft downloads page. So I'm going to click on the link. We have all the different versions, and we are interested in downloading the latest version, which is Windows Server 2022. Now when we come onto this particular page, ensure that we are downloading the ISO image. Clicking on download, you are required to register, so ensure that you provide your credentials, select and click on continue. You will be required to select a language of your choice, in our case English, and click on download. I am going to cancel my download since I happen to have already downloaded these resources. Also, we need to download a client, so I'm going to type in Windows 11 ISO download. Again, it takes me to the Microsoft's download page, and here we happen to have three different ways in which we can download Windows 11. Again, we are interested in the disk image, the ISO file, so select Windows 11 and click on download. It's going to give you the download options. Ensure that you choose a language of your choice and click confirm, and it will again start with the download. So downloading the resources is practically very easy. It will take a little bit of time since these resources are quite big in terms of its file size. Once the downloads are complete, we are going to proceed with the installation. So first we need to install the VirtualBox. Locate where the resources have been downloaded. Click on VirtualBox and click on next. So we are in the process of installing a VirtualBox onto our machine. It's practically very easy. We simply have to click on next. We finish with the installation. You can be mindful of the choices that are presented. For instance, I do not need to create a desktop shortcut or a quick launch bar shortcut, so I'm just simply going to uncheck that and click on next. It's going to provide us with a warning that it's temporarily going to disconnect us from the internet. I'm cool with that, and once I'm ready, I'll hit install. With the installation already completed, click on finish, and this is going to start with our VirtualBox. We will need to add machines, so now I'm going to install the Windows systems that I'm interested in, the Windows Server as well as a Windows client, which is Windows 11 in our case. So I'm going to click on machine, and I'm going to click on the new machine. It's going to ask me for a name. I'm going to type in Windows. You can type anything here, but I'm going to type Windows Server 22. If you want to use short name, you can do that and select the version. In our case, at the time of this recording, Windows 22 is not being picked up, so I'm going to click on other Windows 64-bit and click next. We need to allocate a memory size for this particular machine, so I'm going to give it as 4 GB, which is going to be 4096. Click on next. We're going to create a virtual hard disk, and I'm going to leave it on the disk image. Let's leave it to a dynamically allocated disk storage. So I'm going to give it as a 20 GB, and I'm going to create this particular machine. Now that we have added a machine, we need to power it on. So I'm going to click on start, and this is the place where we are going to install using the ISO image that we have downloaded from the Microsoft Download Center. So I'm going to click on the folder and add the image. Navigate to the folder where you have saved the image. So it's this one in my case, and I'm going to click on open, select and choose that, and I'm going to start with this. Now my VirtualBox is already up and running, and it has started with the installation of Windows Server onto the machine that I have created. We're going to use a similar process for installing the Windows 11 by creating a new machine and proceeding with the installation of Windows 11 as our client. I'm going to choose English and click on next and install now. This is the same as installing a operating system on any machine. It's very important that we choose the desktop experience since we do not need to focus on the core. You can click on custom install if you want and allocate drives. I'm fine with the one that I've created, so I'll click on next, and we are going to wait. Since it's going to take a little bit of time, I'm going to pause the recording till the next step. It's going to ask us a lot of questions in trying to sign us in. Okay, so since the installation is complete, it's asking us to take care of the basic setup. Username by default is administrator. I'm going to set up a password. Click on finish, and we happen to have the Windows installation. There we go. We have our Windows Server up and running. So I'm going to leave Windows Server here for some time, and I'm going to do the installation of Windows 11, and we will look at how to proceed with setting up our network in our next video. So while we are at it, I'm going to close this, and I'm going to power off the machine rather than saving the machine state. So in order to install the next machine, again we have to go to machine and click new. This time around I'm going to type in Windows 11, and since Windows 11 is already in our system, so I'm going to click on next. I'm going to allocate 2 GB to this, so and click on next. I'm going to allocate 15 GB to it, and I'm going to click on start. We'll follow the same steps, only this time I'm going to add the Windows 11 ISO file, open it, and with this selected, click on choose, and hitting start enables the installation. So Windows 11 has come up with a fancy interface when it comes to installation, and we're going to look for our own country in here. Okay, after checking for the update, Windows 11 has brought us to naming our device. You can click on skip for now, but I'm going to give it a name. Makes it easy to track our computer. So on go and I'll click on next. No spaces. So okay, I see that our installation for Windows 11 is complete and we are presented with a nice and a updated interface. Looks a little complicated, but so as long as we happen to have the machine ready and up and running. Now that we happen to have both the machines installed and running, we have prepared ourselves to move on to the next phase. Let's navigate to the other system and click on start. And there we happen to have it. We have both the operating systems installed in the machines that we had created, which meets the objective. So our objective at the start of this particular video was to set up our environment. We have installed the VirtualBox, into which we have created two machines and installed the required operating systems. In the next video, we will learn how to set up our network by providing static IP to both and creating a domain. Okay then, so see you in the next video.